Totsmewi inimunik was hitsiu, in tauyatsa kemachpa nimipum timenen wataspa. So good morning, my name is Stella Sammaripa. I live in Kamyai, Idaho on the Nez Perce reservation. So my project is, I named it Camu Revitalization. And so this is an association with Northwest Indian College, the Salish Sea Research Center, and of course, NASA SD. And so our ancestors knew the use and purpose of each living plant on our homelands. And we were able to harvest these plants so that they can continue living. Now that our populations have dwindled, the knowledge holders have dwindled, and so our plant populations have also depleted. So through my project, I will be able to provide traditional ecological knowledge to our people. So the importance of the Camu Revitalization Project. So the problem is my people, the Nimipu, or referred to as the Nez Perce, have little knowledge of traditional places to gather camu, or Opossum cannabinum, also known as Indian hemp or dogbane, for utilization. So why does this actually matter? It's a direct part of our ancestral teachings. And so when we revitalize the knowledge, we reutilize the camu. And the potential solutions for that is to identify those places and then go back to those sacred sites. And the benefits of fixing this is to bring back indigenous knowledges to our Nimipu, and that we may tie our communities back to each other and then work towards mitigating other lost traditional practices. So through this internship, like I said, this is Camu, Opossum cannabinum, or Indian hemp dogbane. So in the middle is when it's ripe, and then on the left and the right are when I took pictures at the end of winter, so it's not exactly harvest time. So through this internship, I have located sites related to camu gathering and harvesting through previous studies done by Elmer Paul and Madge L. Schweid. So my methods were to acquire the data, which were the Schweid and Paul, and research maps. So then I started to georeference the Schweid and Paul maps. Then I finished it up, and then I started creating point feature classes. And when I set these attributes up, they ended up highlighting the areas of camu gathering sites. And so what is exactly camu? I'll go back to this slide again. So it's a Nimipu ancestral traditional staple plant utilized for hemp. So the plant stem is open to find hemp-like fibers to spin into rope and twine that is ended up to use making nets, baskets, and even, reinforcing lodges. So these are the maps that I acquired. This is Elmer Paul over on the left, and this is the Madge L. Schweid maps that I had received. So as you can see, they're all discombobulated. And what I ended up doing once I got done with georeferencing these maps is I created the feature class, and each of these two tables is I added attribute fields, and in those attribute fields were the traditional names and then the Western names of the places. And then down is that I added the feature points. So that is the Schweid maps and the Paul maps, and I'll get into that here soon. Like I said, this is georeferencing and finding accurate control points for the Paul maps. And I don't know if you can tell, but this Paul map is actually handwritten or hand-drawn. And so, but they were really done well. So I was actually able to georeference both maps. And so the Elmer Paul map is actually from 1986. And then the Madge Schweid is from 1966. And the importance of these maps are, culturally relevant to our people. And there's so many different sites. So I still have to look through it again. And so these results, so during my georeferencing, I ended up finding these direct attribute sites. So the green points are the Paul maps right here. And the blue points are from the Schweid maps. So the separation of points just provides all overall information of potential mitigation sites. And so this project has refined my skills of ArcGIS 10.7. And it also, I'm hoping what it will do is that it gives our Nimipu people a map of chemo-related sites to gather and harvest, and to raise awareness of lost traditional practices. I also hope that the Nez Perce tribe programs, it will give them purpose of continuing mitigation of ancestral traditional plant sites. And so in general, I mean, I generated the baseline to continue work. And this is my accomplishments and my future work. So I did set and finish tasks through distance learning during a global pandemic. And I know that sounds a little bit like, okay, I'm full of myself, but at the same time, this is a big deal. I've got 4 kids. And so anyways, I also gained skills in ArcGIS to start georeferencing other maps if need be. I georeferenced past maps on Nimipu traditional places. And as you can see, it was pretty difficult. And I set up attributes to continue the process of metadata. So hopefully that will be in the future work. And then I correlated past maps to a current map. And then I pinpointed all of the attributes. And I also assisted fellow interns in their work, and I just a little bit. And future work. So what I hope to do is I hope to go out to start field work. And so I list out possible field work sites, start field work, and then I finish the field work to set up the attributes of the current sites. So this will hopefully, I'll be able to include family and friends in the communities. But with the pandemic, of course, safety measurements have to be upheld. And I hope to also set up past maps of 10-year increments. This will develop a time frame, and it'll help me to, I guess, to show me which sites need more mitigation than others. And hopefully soon I'll start metadata to label each of these sites. And like I said, develop mitigation sites. And I want to improve the relationship with homelands for my community. So this will encourage engagement, I hope. And I also would hope to, and I keep saying hope because I really want to see this happen, is to provide objectives to the Nez Perce Tribe Natural Resources Program. And so my acknowledgements, I really had a great time doing this. And so one of the people that helped me though is the Nez Perce National Historical Park in Spalding is Tabitha Erdy, but her, she doesn't like being called Tabitha very much, but Beth. And then Sylvie, of course. I mean, she believed in me when I didn't even think I was worth it, to be honest. That sounds really bad, but also Melvin. I mean, he really helped us move forward in our projects. Sherry, to keep us on track. And also, this project was funded by the Salish Sea Research Center through the NASA grant. And these are all my references. As you can see, there's a lot of different maps too. Yoch kolo.